Hey there, I'm Allegra Stein, and I'm really excited to be here today to share perhaps a new perspective on niche, and in particular, niching for coaches, though I think this idea is relevant for anyone who has been thinking about like how to create a really powerful niche that they can build their business around. So I have two quick requests just before I begin. If this is resonating with you, if while you're watching you're like, oh my gosh, this is making perfect sense, and you want to stay connected, please don't hesitate to share your email below. I do not email a lot, but this idea is really energizing and inspiring me these days, and I would love to keep you in the loop about how it evolves. I am developing a niching for coaches program. It's going to be super small group, and if you want to just be on the list to hear about how that's coming together, please don't hesitate to stay connected by sharing your email. And secondly, if this resonates and if you know someone who is also maybe struggling with the idea of niche and could use a more well-rounded definition, please share. You can send them to nichingcompass.com, which will bring them here and they can enjoy this lesson as well. All right, let's get started. So I think that a sustainable niche is built around four very important things. And let's start. The first one is our what. I'm assuming, oh no, my pen. I am assuming if you are here that your what is the same as my what, and that is coaching. Right? We're all here because we're energized to be coaching. Maybe you have a new certification or a framework you've learned or a course of self-study. Something has impacted you. You are ready to teach it to others. And you're like, here we go. I'm a coach. Let's make this happen. Now, if you're like most coaches, you're likely starting to think or have been thinking, well, how do I create clients and get paid? Because maybe this is a career shift. You want to be self-employed as a coach. And so you do not have to look far in that direction of building a coaching practice before you've heard about this idea of niche. Now, my background is in wildlife biology. That's what I studied at university. And then I was a biology teacher at the high school level for many years. So my exposure to the definition of niche is really through the environment and ecosystems. The niche is the very unique role that an organism plays in its environment. And it's not a single variable thing. It's very complex and multi-layered and involves many different parts of what makes that organism special. So when I got into coaching and heard about niche, I was like, well, how does this apply to business? And very quickly, the definition that I heard and continue to hear most, not across the board, but most out there, is that your niche is who it is that you want to be coaching and helping. This was captured in phrases like target market, ideal client avatar. When you're thinking about who you want to reach, you're encouraged to get clear on what their problems are and what results they would like to see or expect from your partnership. And this is very important. This is very important. I think understanding who it is you want to reach is an essential step to getting clear on kind of, all right, well, what direction is my work going to go in? Because I can't help everybody. It doesn't serve my business to try and help everybody. So let me pick a particular group. And there's some amazing questions that you can answer and get clear on around your who. At the same time, I think defining niche as being your target market is very narrow. It is very unstable, and it's hard to build sustainability and consistency around this single definition of niche. Now, for some coaches, this is all they need. For some coaches, they're like, oh, I know exactly who it is, and I'm going to target that, and there we go, and they take off, and it's like, wow, that's great. But I never felt that way. I found myself, especially in the early years of my coaching, wanting to coach all kinds of people. I mean, it started down one path, but then I met a different person. I thought, but I can help her. So maybe I actually want to coach that woman and her group, but wait a minute. And I mean, my target market and my need, my who has changed a lot. And I'm realizing now that one of the reasons it felt so challenging to feel like my business was very consistent was because this was always in variation, I felt much more creative and adventurous and experimental around who it is I was going to work with. And so there was this disconnect in my brain because I thought, well, if my business depends on my niche and my niche is my who and my who keeps changing, then I am lost. And it was discouraging at times and overwhelming and just felt like something was missing. So if you're relating to that, then perhaps what I have to share will help create a more well-rounded definition of what niche is. Remember, your niche is your unique role in the coaching ecosystem. It is as much around who is going to be impacted by your work as it is who you are. And if you're not clear on who you are and what you're bringing to the table, I think the niche just remains amorphous and difficult to grasp. So consider these additional two pieces. The first is your why. Clarifying your why you're in this work, what your story is going to define you a bit more clearly. It's going to set you apart. It's going to say to others, like, this is what I'm motivated and driven by. And that's going to attract people who are also inspired by that approach and that why. The fourth piece, which is, I believe, the unsung hero of niching, the secret sauce, the place where I really love to play, is your how. Getting clear on how you do your work, how you show up for clients, how you deliver, how you want to build your practice is what is going to make you see so clearly the unique and different and special coach that you are. And it's going to help others understand what sets you apart from all the other coaches, because let me tell you something, there are a lot of coaches. And if you're not sure, if you don't know what makes you different, it's going to be hard for others to understand and trust that as well. So I believe that how is actually made up of three really important parts. In the current moment, I'm illustrating it as a pyramid. At the bottom of your how is who you are. And in particular, I believe that understanding your strengths, the values that you want to build your practice around, the preferred skills that you have, and your personality-based interests are pivotal in being able to define and describe and understand how you show up to your job, to your work, and how you're going to connect with your clients. I use a particular tool for that. It's called UMAP. I am a certified UMAP coach, and the job of UMAP is to illuminate and illustrate those parts of you, those pillars of who you are that are going to inform your work. So at the bottom is UMAP and everything that it's going to show you. In the second level is your lifestyle. What is the lifestyle that you want to lead that is important to you? What do you want your days to look like? If you don't start there, then building a business is like a runaway train that, you look up and you're like, wait a minute, this totally doesn't align with the life I want to be leading. So getting really clear on the lifestyle that you want to have is an important part of building out your how. And then finally, on that strong foundation of who you are, what makes you tick, how you want your life to look, that's when you can start to explore all of the different business and coaching options that are available to you. Because let me tell you, there is no one right way to build a coaching practice. I'm currently building a list of all the different ways that you can deliver your coaching and show up in the coaching ecosystem, and it's getting longer by the day. And I don't think you realize how much creativity and color and diversity there is in building your coaching practice in a way that is aligned with these parts of who you are. When you're clear on your how, that is so empowering and confidence building, and it starts you on a foot of self-belief that is very difficult to connect with when all you're thinking about is who you're going to help. Because the who is out there, but again, your niche is as much about that person as it is who you are and who you want to be in this coaching world. So I see the niche as not being a straight line just between what you do and who you do it for. I see niche as being a comprehensive, nuanced picture, bringing all four of these variables together. And the picture that's come to mind really clearly for me around niche is that it's actually a compass. I want your niche to be a tool that you define, that you can count on, that you can turn to and feel certain in as you are out on the adventure of being a coach and building a practice. Because let me tell you, it is the Wild West out there. There is so much you can do. There's so many messages and options and possibilities and teachers and routes and paths that if you don't have a sense of certainty in yourself and this work that you're doing, why you're doing it, how you want to show up in the world, how you want to be a coach and deliver your magic to other people who are out there looking for it, it's far too easy to get overwhelmed. So build your niching compass first, and that is the place from which you can begin. I'm so excited to be developing this even further. Again, if you want to stay connected and hear more as it grows, please share your email below and share this video with others who you think could use a more comprehensive, sustainable, well-rounded definition of niche to turn to as they are growing their work and showing up in the world to do their coaching magic. Thanks again so much. Talk to you soon.